Hey everybody, this is Dipio. Welcome to the Stanley Parable. Now, I don't know much about the Stanley Parable. I know that it was built using the Half-Life 2 engine. I know that it is kind of an exploration of choice, not just in video games, but kind of as a philosophical concept. There's not a lot of action here. I know that it's mostly narrative. It's not going to be like run and gun, shoot 'em up exciting, but I think the story and the outcome of choices that we make are going to be what really drives this thing forward. It's supposed to be very, very interesting. I'm very curious to try it out. I hope that my trust is rewarded, that it will be more than just a minor distraction. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. I think it's going to be a really interesting take on narrative in media and in games, and how our choices actually shape anything, and whether they're real or not. So, let's go ahead. Woo, mousy. Let's go ahead and dive right in and get this thing started.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, Stanley is up, monitoring around. Very tiny office. This looks like the office from Milton in Office Space, I think. They keep shunting him into closets and storage spaces until he burns down the building. I do have to say, for one thing, Stanley has a phenomenal workload. I really wish that my desk looked like this. So he doesn't have it quite as bad as he thinks he does. Although, I'm not also the only one that shows up at work at certain times of the day. So, alright, coming out into the real world.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Turning off the computers. There's no point in leaving that monitor burning. CRT, man, you'll get burned in, or you'll just, shorten the life of the monitor. Come on. Nothing here. If I try the doors. Nope. I got a feeling if the door's not open, I can't go in it.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay. Yes, it appears that doors are just walls unless they're already open to you. Okay. Oh,
when
choice
Stanley
time.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, Stanley. You're going to be a bit of a rebel here. I don't think I want to follow your instructions right now, so we are going to go to the door on the right. Yeah, door on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to see the employee lounge. This is the most depressing office building.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
Dude, $1.25 for a 12-ounce soda? That's a ripoff. Okay,
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I'm not sitting, I'm exploring. Okay, it looks like it is... Okay, it's very, very close to...
At this point, Stanley's obsession
11:30?
with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
Oh.
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Okay, that is possible. Stanley creeped the entire building
But at
out.
last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No, he did not. He went in here.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, Stanley. Let's see what's in here. Ooh, warehouse. Warning, do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. It will cause death. Penalty for jumping off the cargo lift, $5,000. Okay. So, not only will you die, but we will fine your surviving relatives $5,000 for your stupidity. This? Oh, look it. There's a truck, like, ready to go. But nobody's here. And also, can I comment on what an OSHA nightmare this is? This only has one spot to get on the lift, yet all this is wide open for falling off. And that is a long way down, man. This is a poorly designed loading dock. You would not catch me driving a forklift up here. Okay, well, let's get on the lift, get fined $1,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the
What if
wrong
I jumped
foot
off?
here. I'm not your enemy, really.
I'm gonna jump off.
Not. I realize, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay, that's round one. Stanley plunges to his death off the loading dock. Okay, it'd be great if I had a little, like, negative $5,000 thing right in the lower corner to show that I got fined.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, so life Groundhog Days, and it just gets started back into Office 427 again. Okay. So back through here. Anything? Oh, this computer's on now. Now it's not. Oh, this computer's on again. Now it's not. I turned the lights off, but there's no switches.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
He
this was
ignored.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Nope, he's gonna cut right through it.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. I want to see what's on the other side of the loading dock.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, on to the lift.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her.
Her?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
I wonder who she is. More warehouse. And an empty dark room.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? That wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
What?
How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch.
What?
I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back sack and crack."
What is a back sack and crack? Practice?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
Whoa.
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to
Whoa.
worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. This is very, very interesting. All from unplugging a phone. Okay, so let's go see what the correct choice should have been. Okay, back into the warehouse. Back outside. Oh, they're going to let me carry... Oh, look at that. That wasn't... Look at that. They fenced off I can't jump off the edge anymore down here, and I can't jump off the edge anymore up there. They've walled off the poor decision-making areas. I can't jump off the lift anymore.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
And open the gate. Okay. Okay, see? In my making meaningful choices, I brought a little sense into the world. I put up a fence like there should be in this warehouse. Alright, we're backtracking. Ooh, the door opened up for me. Alright, back into the break room.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Okay. Well, that only makes sense because taking the door on the right would just repeat those incidents.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. I'm such a rebel, man. I want to go on the right, even though I know there's nothing there, just to make him crazy. But is it gonna just repeat everything I already said, or is he gonna like say no, we already talked about this? Hey, I gotta do it. I gotta see what's back on the right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
I fell into Picasso's office. Oh my gosh. Reality is warped beyond belief in here. Okay. I'm going back into another place. I've broken the universe. Nothing to say?
Oh, it's ruined.
Oh!
I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to.
Oh.
I have to.
Whoa! Okay, I really broke the universe. We reboot it. Whoa. What the heck?
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
No.
That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
Oh.
Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh, I want to break his brain. I want to break his brain. Okay. I want to do everything he just chastised me for. I just want to do it just because I want to see. Okay. If it's Picasso room, and we loop through the same events again, then we'll definitely go through the left door on the next try. But I gotta do it.
No!
Nope.
Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Oh, forced
Behave
restart.
exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
Ooh.
responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
He entered the door on his left. Okay. All right. Okay, the office looks put together this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Targets. Get Chris out of the broom closet? What? Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire somebody to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep targets of the topic. The future was yesterday, tomorrow is now. What? Okay. Meetings, financial panic meeting. We're broke Wednesday. Okay. What's on this one? Bi-quarterly post-review review. We need more or less reviews? Less reviews. Get rid of the death sport portion in the review. What? But I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic with a big net or some sort of child trap. Okay. What's the... okay, that went by fast. What are your dreams for the future? Nature, talk radio, mitosis, okay. Less air, no. Clear skin, why? Okay. Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition, and don't get fired. That is a good set of tips for not getting fired. What's over here? Profits, profits, profits. Oh, there's a profits in the middle. A spelling thing. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all text. This will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Of course it will. Everyone is unique. You most of all. You are all faceless drones facing the same direction. Number of slides on this slide. Charts, charts and slides, and slides. Only percentage of the slides are slides. Rate at which charts on the same slide depict the same information. Rate of increase in graphs per slide. Please, no more charts, please. I'm begging you. Stop, stop, stop. The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and return to your Boss Appreciation Specialist. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself, but more inclined toward conflict, unless you're the kind of person who initiates conflict, why did we hire you? Remember that it takes 2 people to start a fight, and right now you're both of them. Oh. I wonder if any of that was affected by the choices that I've made. This is great. Oh, when were we trying to get somebody out of the broom closet? Nope. Can't get him. No wonder they can't get him out of the broom closet. Alright.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Well, look at that. There's a downstairs, but no stairs to get there. Okay. More of this walling off of choices. Can't go in that door. Whoa. This is a very, very different office. Kind of looks like a brothel from the 18th century. What kind of company do I work at? What's over here? What's on this green pad? Business time. Okay. Business time? Business hours are over, baby. Alright. Nope, don't go through those doors.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown.
Okay.
He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark, something, 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 something. I forgot it. Okay, I want to know what shooting a panda between the eyes means for business strategy.
Stanley spoke the code.
Okay.
Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Nightshark 115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Okay. I'm trying. Nightshark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Oh my goodness.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Am I God now?
Stanley? Hello?
Stanley.
Are you... Is everything okay?
Oh, I can't walk past this.
Stanley,
I can just look
please.
down.
I need you to make a choice.
The end?
I need you to walk through the door.
Thank you for playing the Stanley Parable.
Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley,
Is this really the end?
The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose.
I killed him.
Do something.
I broke his head.
This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
I can't do anything
Take
but
as much
watch.
time as you need.
I'm in 427 again. Oh, but this is an entirely different exit. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop right here and pick this up next time because we're gonna keep delving into this maze. This has already been a whacked out crazy experience, and I love every second of it. I love the narrator. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of Wheatley from Portal, kind of talking over what I do. And it's not exactly the same, but yeah, it's probably just the British accent that just gets me. So I broke the narrator, like spiritually, mentally, and just I wrecked him. And he ended up ending the game. I broke out of it and floated above, either as an out-of-body experience or just a piece of broken code. But we came back. We're back to life. The game is running again. Only the exit from 427 is in what appears to be a version of the break room, all blue. So, let's find out where we're headed now, what choices are ours, what's walled off, and when do we just get control completely snatched away. Next time on the Stanley Parable. Thank you guys for watching. Take care of yourselves.